welcome back to Kearney High School as we continue our live coverage of the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase on News Channel Nebraska. I'm Michael Shively. He's Brandon Shanahan. Glad you could join us here this afternoon. Hopefully you've been with us all day. We have 5 games in the books, 3 remaining. Can't wait for these. Everybody is a ranked team from here on out. We've had great matchups so far. We've had a game winner. We've had a Class C2 team taking down a Class A team by 10. What's in store for our trio of night games? We'll find out. Brandon, I'm excited. How are you feeling getting into this one?
I'm feeling great. We're getting in at a good time. It's been a great game, great day of games, and we're just getting started.
Our matchup here in this next contest, it pits the Milford Eagles against the Ogallala Indians, a pair of Class C1 teams, and a couple of teams that have big aspirations. The Milford Eagles, led by Shayla Rautenberg, she is a future Division I athlete. Ogallala, a team that brings almost everybody back from last season. If there hasn't already been some measuring stick games for these teams, this is an opportunity for them to figure out where they stand in the landscape of Class C1. Their top 10 teams, are they state title contenders? They're at a neutral venue, and this could help out in figuring out where they stand.
Absolutely. Talking with both coaches today, that's the sentiment that they're going into this game with is, we've had a lot of success so far, but you know how basketball gets. You get in your region, you play the teams that you're familiar with. An opportunity like this only comes around once or twice a season to really put your team up against some high-quality competition from all around the state of Nebraska. So both coaches are looking forward to this.
It's Milford and Ogallala, and that's coming your way next. We'll have your key players and get you ready for tip-off. You're watching the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase on News Channel Nebraska.
Pre-game show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Look great for every game with custom team or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCode.com.
Every team needs an MVP, and in Kearney, it's Speedy Mart at 1711 West 56th Street. Fuel up fast at our plenty of pumps. Then grab a winning snack or refreshing drink to keep you moving all day. Enjoy Chester's Chicken or Godfather's Pizza, plus all your favorite snacks and beverages inside. Friendly, energetic staff makes every visit a victory. Speedy Mart, your MVP for convenience, fueling up your busy day.
There's a look at the Ogallala Indians getting ready for this Class C1 showdown against the Milford Eagles. Game number 6 of 8 in an entire day's worth of basketball at the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. Michael Shively, Brandon Shanahan with you, live from Kearney High School. Let's take a peek at your key players. We begin with the Eagles, and the player that everybody in Nebraska needs to learn the name of if they haven't already. That's Shayla Rautenberg. You can see her warming up. Plenty of height.
Yeah, not surprising, also a star on the volleyball team as well. So she'll be a force to be reckoned with throughout the night, something that you really have to game plan for on the other side. So very excited to see her. Again, absolute D1 talent in whatever sport she decides to pursue next.
Yeah, that's likely to be volleyball. She's in some rankings just a sophomore, so tough to project so much, but could be a top 5 national ranked recruit in volleyball. Now, what about the Ogallala Indians? Who will they be turning to lead their charge here this evening?
Well, they have a few options. Aniston O'Neill is going to be their key. She comes into tonight's absolutely outstanding piece of their offense, and she's going to be a problem. 18.9 points per game, and also gets it done on the defensive end. 10 blocks on the season, leads the team.
It's the Indians and it's the Eagles. We'll introduce the starting lineups and have tip-off on the other side. You're watching High School Hoops on NCN.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I'd love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Well, the lights are out here. That means it's time for starting lineups, and those are brought to you by Medica. Before we get to your start, we're going to get your lineups for you right now. Brought to you by Medica. With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you are cared for. Take a look at who's going to be seeing the court first for these two teams. For Milford, Kylie Jacob, Adeline Cisneros, Abby Crabtree, Shayla Rautenberg, Ashlyn Miller. Some youth out there. We've highlighted Rautenberg. She's a sophomore. Crabtree is also an underclassman, and she's another player to keep an eye on for the Eagles.
Without a doubt, two great players that we're going to see quite a bit of, like we mentioned. Rautenberg, superstar athletes coming in, averaging over 18 points per game, as well as Kylie Jacob with 13 steals on the year.
Your school spotlights today are brought to you by the Kearney Chamber of Commerce, proudly supporting the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, celebrating talent and investing in Kearney's future. There it is, Milford, from just a little west of Lincoln, southern part of Seward County. Enrollment grades 9 through 11 is 195. They are a Class C1 school in every sport, participate in the Southern Nebraska Conference, and I think that conference is on high alert. This is the team to beat. Your school spotlight brought to you by the Kearney Area Chamber of Commerce. Now, what about the Ogallala Indians? Hailing from west of Kearney. That's what's so neat about this type of event is you draw programs from across the state that wouldn't play each other. That includes these Ogallala, the Indians of the Southwest Conference. A little bit smaller enrollments, but a solidly C1 school west of North Platte. And we've known about the success of their boys basketball program for years under Andy Gillen, a regular at the state tournament. The girls have been slowly building, and they have an experienced team bringing a lot back this season, but they also have some youth, some freshmen with some talent, and they expect that this Indians girls basketball program will be around to compete in C1 for quite some time. How about the design there at Kearney High School? What a venue to host this event. Not only does the geography work out, but you get cool designs on the court. You get excellent production value. And for the first time, you get News Channel Nebraska in the house to broadcast the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, which has been at this venue since 2021. How about the starting lineups for the Ogallala Indians? Addison Slama, Lainey Caskey, Hayden Shaw, Aniston O'Neill, and Shaden Rasby. That rounds out the starting five for the Ogallala Indians. So checking out what Milford's been doing lately. They enter with an 11-1 record and are coming off a marquee win, really a signature win in program history. That came on Thursday against Malcolm. Malcolm is who we get to see in the next game, Brandon. But this was an all-time classic, 66-64. Milford got the victory over the Clippers. So they're playing back-to-back games of high-profile nature.
Yeah, it's an exciting time for Milford, definitely in the meat of their schedule, and an all-time classic against Malcolm on Friday. Tied after the first quarter. They got their 2-point advantage in the second quarter, and then that's all she wrote. It was neck and neck all the way through the second half. They got up to a 10-point lead before Malcolm ate into it at the end, but outstanding game. I mean, you couldn't draw up a closer, more competitive game, especially coming into another expected to be close and competitive game here tonight for both teams.
Ogallala, they played last night, so no rest for the Indians. They were on the road, played at Cozad, and got that one done 64-20. So they should be coming in with plenty of confidence. And we're underway here at the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. And lining up a three right away, Ashlyn Miller is wide on it. Board to the Indians, wearing the white today. And they're going to start out by moving right to left. Deep three ball. Doesn't fall, and the rebound out of bounds off of Rautenberg, or rather off of Ogallala. But you see Rautenberg taking up space, and that's just something that you're going to need to be aware of today. If you're Ogallala, you have 6'3" there in the post, and she's athletic on top of the length. Crabtree gets it across half court to Slama. Keep an eye on number 3 in the purple and gray. Deflected out of bounds, stays with Milford. She stepped up huge. Pardon me, Brandon. Talking about Crabtree here. She stepped up big, averaging about 7 a game. She had 32 on Thursday and gets the ball here to start this possession out of the baseline inbound. Just 10 seconds left on the shot clock for the Eagles. And there's Crabtree trying to create, has it disrupted, and the 3 ball from the corner is an air ball right into the arms of Adeline Cisneros. Pardon me, of Lainey Caskey of Ogallala. And the Indians don't waste time getting it down the court. The first turnover of the ball game. Still looking for the first points. That one didn't mean to go to Rautenberg, but she gets it, missed the shot, gets her own miss, and eventually OG takes it. Rasby all the way to the rack and loses it out of bounds.
Great work from Hayden Shaw there on the back end to not panic with the ball up in the air near the baseline. Just able to tap it over to a teammate. She knows where everybody is and is able to get the ball back for Ogallala.
Full court pressure. Rautenberg posting up, gets excellent low post position and has the first 2 of the ball game. Ogallala averaging 68 points per game. This is an offense with some serious firepower, but struggling to get going early. And a break opportunity here for Milford. The left-handed layup smoothly drops through for Ashlyn Miller, and a 4-0 beginning for the number 5 rated team in Class C1.
And so far, exactly what Coach Roth wants to do: create turnovers, not give anything easy on the defensive end, and get the ball into transition when possible.
Rasby, she's been the one trying to create. 3 ball is up. Rainbow-style shot is a bit long from Hayden Shaw. Baseball pass down right into the arms of Shaw. She has the interception and fires it up court. And Ogallala gives it right back. 3rd turnover already for the Indians. And another fast break chance. Jacob has her pocket picked, tries to get it to Rautenberg and out of bounds. Last touch by Ogallala. Your first quarter today brought to you by John Henry's. Our family serving yours. .57 points per game for this Milford team. Off to a terrific start with just 1 defeat. Jacob creates, throws out, open look, and drains. Maylee Kubacek, the 5'5" senior.
Another thing Coach Roth mentioned is that Rautenberg is going to get a ton of attention. At 1.4 players in the paint trying to keep an eye on her. That's going to create big opportunities for the guards out on the perimeter. They just have to hit their shots like they did there.
Rasby floats it down low. Fortunate to keep possession. And out of bounds off of Ogallala. And 4 turnovers here in the opening 3.5 minutes for a team that came in with one of the best offenses in Class C1.
Yeah, not handling the pressure very well from the defense and not able to get comfortable even for a moment and just forcing things whenever they can.
Maybe defense to offense is the way to go. Crabtree recovers, gets the block, but then a foul called on Jacob.
Smothering defense, even when you get the steal, and it seems like you have a great opportunity in transition, just collapsed on immediately by this defense.
It was Hayden Shaw who had the steal, the 5'5" senior. And now at the line, Addison Slama, 5'2" senior. Hits it off of the back iron. And the Milford students, I don't think that's quite the high school student section there in the front row, though.
They're causing chaos just the same.
Yeah. The elementary student section. made the trip from out east. Second one drops for Slama. And Ogallala is on the board. Rautenberg gets double teamed and fouled. First on Shaw. Ogallala 11-0. Winners of the Douglas County West Holiday Tournament. So they went all the way out to the Omaha Metro to play in that tournament. Came away with gold medal. Now they're trying again to go to a neutral court and have success. Into Rautenberg. Short, gets her own miss, and tied up. Terrific job by the Indians to get a hand on top of that basketball and deny the 6'3" sophomore.
I'll tell you what, they sure are doing a good job of making sure they know where she is at all times. And when they are able to get her the ball down low, they're collapsing in harshly and creating turnovers.
That was Shaden Rasby. Got her hand on top of that basketball. Trying for their first field goal of the game, Ogallala. Now past the midway point of the opening quarter. Slama. Over to Shaw. Now Rasby attacks. Runs into Rautenberg, and the putback try doesn't go either for Caskey. Here comes Crabtree. Has numbers. Tries to step through. Lost it to a teammate and put through. Strong bucket. Braylon Mueller. And there's just a simple height disadvantage there. About 13 inches difference between Slama and Rautenberg.
Just closed the gap as soon as she saw the potential opportunity on the other end. And just got her hand up right when she needed to.
Rautenberg averages nearly 4 blocks per game. There's the first field goal, and it's from distance. 5-point ball game. Crabtree, oh, what a good first step, and sinks it on the runner. Pretty. Rasby backing down her defender, turns around and draws the foul. Giving up a little bit of height, going inside, drew the damage. Foul goes against Mueller. And a timeout taken. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Milford with an early lead, enjoying the 7-point cushion.
Is brought to you by Memorial Community Hospital and Health System. Proudly supports the Fort Calhoun Pioneers. We're on your team providing quality care close to home. And by News Channel Nebraska. Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Beatrice Community Hospital.
Oh, how about the young student section? Disruptive. I wouldn't want to shoot free throws into that.
No way. They are energetic, and they are ready to burn all of that, trying to torment this Ogallala team.
Oh, the crowd filling in nicely here for this early evening contest. Some folks maybe been here since 8:30 in the morning. Some just checking in for the nightcaps, maybe from Milford or Ogallala. Free throw missed by Rasby. Can't connect on either of them. Rautenberg goes to the ground, but able to get the rebound over to a teammate. Milford looking to build on what's already a 7-point lead. They get it right back to their star forward. She can't hit, but the putback is true for Miller. Well, Rautenberg's shooting percentage not too high to begin this game, but her team doing just fine, up 9. Another foul on the Eagles. Rasby will get 2 chances.
Rasby comes in, one of their leading scorers, one of 3 players they have who averages more than double figures a night, 50% from the charity stripe coming into tonight.
And into the teeth of that elementary school student section, has missed 3 straight. There's an excellent look at her post up. Rasby, 13.5 points per game, has missed 4 from the line. Crabtree trying to get some help out of that trap, hounded by Aniston O'Neill. Open 3 ball for Jacob, drains it. All 3 of them for Kylie Jacob from the corner.
It won't be the last time we see her shooting from beyond the arc, 30% from beyond the arc this season.
And the floater does not drop for the Indians. Crabtree gets out in front, travels, gets away with it. And the open 3 missed. Indians track it down. Looking for just their second made field goal. Connected from 3 on 1 shot. Here's O'Neill. Hands it off. Now Rasby. Again, trying to work her way inside, and that's just not the recipe. Commits the foul afterward.
It's going to be a long night if they're trying to attack the paints without creating space down there, using the perimeter players that they have.
Rasby 5'11", going against Rattenberg 6'4", and Ashlyn Miller 6'1". And those are athletic 6-foot-plus players too that have long wingspans, can get in the air. It's going to be tough in the post-up game for the Indians. They do not have a player, or they have one player, Lainey Caskey, who is 6 foot or taller. For the most part, Milford has handled that pressure too. Turnover forced that time. Inside, Caskey turns to her right, missed it long, offensive board, leads to an open 3, off of the back iron, not that time for Shaw, and Crabtree winds up with it. 1-on-1, steps to her left, flips it up and in on the tough angle. 9 straight points for the Eagles. Rasby, what a spin move. And this time it drops for her. 12-point game in the final 5 seconds here of the first quarter. Good if it goes. It doesn't for Miller, but it's all Eagles so far, up 12. Thanks to shots like this one from Maddie Kubicek. And defense like that from Crabtree. Milford looking good at the girls basketball showcase.
Hospital is proud to serve Beatrice and the surrounding area for over 100 years. We provide quality care with small-town hospitality. Our services include family medicine, OBGYNs, robotic surgery, diagnostic imaging, and more. We're excited to grow our services, including a new medical clinic building in the community of Wymore. We're proud to be a top 20 rural hospital. And thank you for trusting us to care for you and your family. Beatrice Community Hospital. Incredible care. Incredibly close.
Behind every switch you flip, innovation is at work. NPPD is using advanced technology to generate and deliver the reliable energy you have come to expect. Like AI-driven platforms to optimize energy generation, drones for infrastructure inspection, advanced metering for faster outage detection, and helping advance carbon capture and sequestration technologies. It's not just electricity we are delivering, it's innovation. Powering the state, empowering your life. Nebraska Public Power District.
Michael Shively, Brandon Shanahan with you, live from Kearney High School. Game 6 of 8 tonight in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, the premier girls basketball event in the state of Nebraska, leading up to the state tournament. This will get you ready for postseason. Milford looks like they want to be in that state tournament. Could be one of the favorites to win it, but it's stolen away by the Indians. They'll work it into their half-court offense, which has been stymied for the most part so far. They'll stay with the Indians, 25 on the shot clock.
Abby Crabtree, outstanding start to the game, fresh off a 32-point night just earlier this week. Coach Roth says she can score from all three levels, and we're seeing it.
It's a foul on Jacob. That's her second foul, something we'll keep an eye on. And a fresh shot clock for Ogallala. Crabtree fights through the screen defensively. Slama tries the right side, throws it to the top of the key. Wild-looking three-ball missed by O'Neal. Gets her own rebound and tipped around. Finally snared by Ogallala. Open three, Slama off of the back iron. The Indians just can't get it through the hoop right now. Then they commit the foul on the pressure. Addie Slama's first.
Ogallala's creating good looks and creating chaos opportunities. We're just having a hard time seeing them go through the net.
Yeah, this is a team that shoots 40% as a squad overall, 30% from three. Pretty decent numbers. But tonight, haven't figured out this Kearney High gymnasium yet. Crabtree penetrates, floats it. Rautenberg against three defenders. Not that time.
I mean, you can just feel the pressure they're putting on Rautenberg in the paint.
Shaw all the way to the cup. Left it short. Miller clears the rebound. Even after misses, there's Ogallala defensive pressure. Nothing going to come easy for the Eagles unless the foul trouble starts to mount. That is the second on Hayden Shaw of the Indians.
Playing physical, trying to create more opportunities, already trailing 18-6. So any possessions you can steal, a priority for this team, but still have to be careful to not get into foul trouble.
No team in the scorebook yet here in quarter number two. Miller calling for it on the left block. Has a huge height advantage. Crabtree can't get it to her. Drives, now floats it to Miller. Turns around, tough shot, no. And Rasby fights for the rebound, saves it in, and Rautenberg takes it. Crabtree for three, air ball. And a foul on Miller. That is her second. So two Eagles now with two fouls. Kylie Jacob and Ashlyn Miller.
And that's exactly what Coach Roth does not want. He wants the other team to beat their team straight up. They don't want to give up any turnovers. Don't want to give them into the bonus for foul shots. They just want to play clean basketball and make the best team win.
Especially if you're up 12, no reason to have your stars have to go to the bench. And that's right where Miller finds herself. Gives Rasby a little bit more room to work inside. She can't turn it into points there. And the putback is way off for Caskey.
Outstanding footwork to get the defender off leverage, off balance. Created a good shot opportunity.
Yeah, the Indians have had some decent looks. Just having a heck of a time to get it to fall. State's number 6 rated team. Here's Rautenberg. That's just height. You can't teach that.
I'll tell you what, Michael, that's one of the few times that we've only seen two defenders on top of her when she's in the paint with the ball.
Caskey going against the 6'4" sophomore and erased. Rasby, spin move, and floats it in.
No surprise, one of the first few paint opportunities to score in the paint. Rautenberg is on the other end of the basket.
And fighting for the offensive rebound after the blocked shot. And Rasby is rewarded. Here's Rautenberg again, and once more from the right block. Banks the shot in.
Very similar play to what we saw in their last bucket. Only two defenders on Rautenberg. You don't want to invest all of your team in the paint to stop her. They got shooters all around, but already looks easy when she's just facing the double team.
Turning the corner. That was Powell. Kicks it out. O'Neal running shot off of the back rim, and Rasby gets it. Another offensive rebound, second chance opportunity for Ogallala. And another block on Rautenberg. but a foul down low. See if it is on the sophomore or if it was a different guilty party. It is on Rautenberg, so maybe on the follow through there. That's her first. And the first free throw good for Addison Powell. This is your second quarter. It's brought to you today by O Street Carpet. Steve Carper and the crew, pay him a visit at O Street Carpet in Lincoln.
Asher Miller checking back in for Milford. She's already got a couple of buckets tonight and averages just over 15 points per game. The other big they love to pair with Rautenberg.
And can she avoid picking up that third foul? Timeout on the court. Good lead, 12 points for Milford in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase.
Hebron Central Market, your locally owned grocery store in Hebron, a proud supporter of the Titans. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
When you have the inventory people want, and
it's not just about the shoe. It's about your fit.
What sets Fleet Feet aside from everything else that we've experienced is my girls being runners. They have very different needs. And so that technology with the scanning and the personal touches is just unmatched. I met Lori almost 16 years ago, and when I saw Lori open this, I knew there was no other place that I wanted to go to have someone help me with my footwear and everything else involved with running. Fleet Feet doesn't just fit your shoes, they fit your life.
Fleet Feet Lincoln. Find your fit today.
A look at the Ogallala huddle. The Indians, led by head coach John Polson in his first season. He didn't really take over the program until late in the summer, but says it's been a fun team to coach. And, well, he hasn't lost yet, so that sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, so far so good, and an interesting timing for the transition. Didn't get to spend the spring with them, didn't get to spend much of the summer with them. Just started picking up camaraderie with the team in the fall, getting some workouts in. But he says his team is so well molded and such a great team that it's been very easy to coach, and he's had a blast so far this year.
Indians 11-0, facing maybe their toughest challenge of the year. Crabtree on the high-low gets it to Rautenberg, who's up to 8 points.
Crabtree, one of the few players on this team that can take attention away from Rautenberg. And we got a good look on what can happen if you lose track of Rautenberg down low.
Caskey didn't have the angle that time. Eagles looking to build on a 14-point cushion, and they do. Nobody next to Ashlyn Miller, and the biggest lead of the game, 26-10.
Ashlyn Miller also a big part of this offense. Like we said, they love to pair her with Rautenberg down low in the paint, because you saw 3 defenders were in the paint, just none of them worried about Ashlyn Miller.
Powell passes out of it, and Caskey can't win the ping pong battle with Rautenberg. Will stay with the Indians. Stick around for halftime. Lots to break down and lots to look ahead to. Your halftime show will be brought to you by RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven RMV Construction, located in Kearney and Lincoln.
A very pesky Milford defense. 3 different players with more than 1 steal per game in Rautenberg, Crabtree, and Jacob.
Kick out, open 3, just long for Slama, who touched it last. It's off of the Indians. Just 3 made field goals for Ogallala. 1 from distance for O'Neill and a couple of buckets for Rasby.
Hayden Shaw checking back into the game. She's one of their primary leaders in steals, as she's pesky on the perimeter, not making anything easy for Crabtree or any other guard taking it up the floor.
Good screen set by Rautenberg. Doesn't lead to a look for Jacob, who gets it back outside. They rotate to Cisneros. Inside, Miller right underneath the basket. How'd she get such good low post position? She's up to 8 points, and the lead swells to 18 for the Eagles.
And all that was leverage. She knew exactly where the defender was and knew exactly where her pressure was. Was able to sneak past on the spin move and lay it in.
Powell had a wide open look. Miller again, and fouled. Ashlyn Miller with a couple of makes at the line, could be the first player to double figures, and the Eagles have it figured out against the number 6 ranked team in the state of Nebraska in Class C1, Ogallala.
And so far, exactly what they drew up coming in. Attack the paint, use your length advantage in the post game, and at some point Ogallala will crash in on that. That'll open up more work for Crabtree and the other guards.
Rautenberg does a good job not fouling. Gets the offensive rebound, puts it back in. She has 10, and it's a 21-point cushion. Slama, no. Rebound, Miller. And a timeout by Milford. Wanted to avoid a half-court 10-second call. We'll take a break with them. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard.
This broadcast is brought to you by Western Oil. Make your first and last stop to and from the game at your nearest Speedy Mart or good-to-go convenience stores today. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
This is the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, live on News Channel Nebraska from Kearney High School. 8 games today. And you know what that means? Still plenty of time for you to get down to the arena if you're watching in Kearney or even a surrounding community. Big games coming up after this one. Looking forward to Malcolm Central City and Kearney Gothenburg.
Outstanding environment from beginning to end here today. The logistics of this tournament, outstanding, and the people have brought the energy.
No doubt that the Milford Eagles brought some energy. My goodness, 31-10. Number 5 against number 6. Bounce pass inside. Miller is double teamed. Able to get it out of there. And leads to an open look for Jacob. Well short. And the rebound to the smallest player on the court, Slama. Shaw cut off on the drive. Into Rasby. Spin move. And off of the window and in.
Great footwork, the pivot, and using leverage to find an open lane to lay the ball off the glass.
Stops a 9-0 run for Milford. Jacob open for 3. Instead throws it into Rautenberg, who's double teamed, but not a bad idea. Draws. I thought it was going to be a defensive foul. No, it's a turnover on the Eagles.
Yeah, great thinking. Rautenberg has been outstanding, even against the double team. And with Ashlyn Miller on the floor, you have to devote attention to both of their bigs. So that opens up the space for the guards on the perimeter to find the right passing lane.
Three-pointer from the left wing. A bit strong for Shaw. Just one made 3 for this Ogallala squad in half number 1. 5-second differential between the game clock and shot clock. And a blocked shot. Shaw comes out of nowhere to swat that one away. Rasby, leading scorer on the day for the Indians. Step through move. That was pretty.
Yeah, tightly contested shots. Not a whole lot of space to work with, but she made some right at the end of her pivot and created enough space to get a good shot off.
8 of her team's 14. Crabtree, what a move. The 3. Short and out of bounds with just under a second to go. We'll have your halftime highlights coming up soon, thanks to our friends at Sartor Heyman Jewelers. And once they start the clock, that'll be the end of the half. And that brings us to the end of the first couple of quarters. An impressive showing by the Milford Eagles. Jumped out to an 18-6 lead after one quarter, thanks to plays like that from Shayla Rautenberg. And their dominance in the paint continued. Ashlyn Miller pours it in. And the lead stands at 31-14, heading to the break here at the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase.
The halftime show is brought to you by RMV Construction. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction. And by Riverstone Bank. Strong roots, local people, powerful capabilities.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The yellow jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. By Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Hey, it's me, one of those students on the waiting list for a teammate's mentor. I've heard teammates is so fun and awesome. You get to talk, laugh, play games, and hang out with a positive, caring adult once a week at school. Teammates help students believe in themselves, and 97% of mentees are proud to be a part of it. I love to be one of those mentees, but we need more mentors. So if you got an hour a week to be someone a student like me can count on, go to teammates.org today. Join the team. Be a mentor.
Welcome back here to Kearney High School. Michael Shively, Brandon Shanahan with you. Score at halftime, Milford 31, Ogallala 14. That's the matchup of the number 5 team against the number 6 team in Class C1. And the fifth-ranked team, Milford, showing they're awfully good here this season. There's where they come from. You see them outlined in purple. Eastern part of Nebraska. Oh, just under a half-hour drive from Lincoln. Now Ogallala out west in Keith County, a westernmost team, part of this Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. And credit to the Indians for their scheduling. They played their holiday tournament at Douglas County West, which is over there by Millard North in the western part of the Omaha Metro. And now they're making the travel to Kearney to take on this good Milford squad. So knowing they needed to have a tough strength of schedule can be tough to find sometimes in the West. They found it. This tournament pulling teams from across the state.
Yeah, such a great melting pot of all the great talent that the state of Nebraska has from end to end, class to class, big schools, small schools, outstanding group of talent that we're seeing in front of us. And I know all the players and coaches are excited to have the stage.
There's the Milford Eagles, just 2 seniors. Those are the players wearing purple. That's Kylie Jacob and Maylee Kubicek. That means this Eagles team's going to be around and a formidable force in Class C1 for the next couple of years.
Yeah, they have tons of talent all throughout their roster, and they have done such a great job over the years under Coach Bryce Roth to keep the gel going and to really build this depth as you can. And they've done a great job, and they'll be a tough team here for years to come.
And just 3 upperclassmen, 2 seniors and 1 junior. Everybody else a freshman, or rather a sophomore, 1 freshman as well. There's a look at the Ogallala Indians. A little bit more senior heavy. They have 4 seniors, but still a team with plenty of youth. Has high expectations, not just for this season, also beyond. And undefeated is a heck of a way to start the year. They'll have a lot of work to do, though, to make up that deficit in half number 2.
Yeah, they got some work to do, but this is one of the opportunities that this tournament can bring you. Is things aren't going to go well all the time throughout the season, particularly once we get to postseason time. A great opportunity to see how the team responds. Coach Paulson says that this team is at their best when they're playing loose and they're comfortable and they're having fun. It'll be curious to see how they come out and if they're able to continue to play loose and find opportunities when they can.
Your halftime highlights today are brought to you by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. You see quite a bit of Milford here. This one's Maddie Kubicek from downtown. And Milford got out to a 7-0 lead. Ogallala did have some moments on defense, but it didn't lead to much, particularly in the first quarter. How about Abby Crabtree with the eraser there on the fast break chance?
The young student section right under the hoop sure seemed to love it.
There they are. The 11-year-old fans from the Milford area fired up. 3-ball goes down there in the first quarter. That was the first basket for the Indians. They made just 2 field goals in the opening quarter. Shayla Rautenberg facing a double team the entire first half, sometimes a triple team. There she gets the huge block, but staying with it is Shaden Rasby. A bright spot in the first half for Ogallala. She led the team with 8 points, but it's a 17-point cushion for the Milford Eagles here in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. Stay with us, more halftime content on the way on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Buffalo County Community Partners, because your life matters and help is always here. And by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com.
Other companies have the revolving door. Every time we come into Schaefer's, it's always the same people. The big thing to me is they know you by name. They know who you are, which makes a person like myself feel just warm and welcome here. And that's what's great about Schaefer's.
Schaefer's has the essential Whirlpool appliances you need, from refrigerators and air fry ranges to laundry pairs to keep your clothes clean and sanitized at everyday low prices. At Schaefer's, we are more than just TVs and appliances.
Michael Shifley, Brandon Shanahan with you here at halftime, enthralled by the halftime entertainment. Shooting blindfolded. Can he get it from 3? No. Today's halftime show brought to you by RMV Construction. If you have a construction project that needs built, RMV Construction is the company you need to call. Featuring tonight, the Nebraska Department of Transportation's brand new regional maintenance facility built by RMV Construction. The NDOT, they've trusted RMV to build projects across the state in Kearney, Burwell, and even McCook, from large facilities, offices, building maintenance for the Nebraska Department of Transportation to projects that fit your needs. RMV Construction combines experience, reliability, and local pride to get the job done right. RMV Construction, offices in Kearney and Lincoln, trusted, local, proven. If you want to join in on the conversation about the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, you can do that on social media. Write them down. Those are the handles, at NCN Sports on X and on Instagram. You can watch full-length game replays. Not tonight, but in the coming days, we'll have them posted to our News Channel Nebraska YouTube page. Of course, send us a message, comment, share, like on Facebook. It's Ogallala and Milford. The second half coming up next on NCN.
Kearney, Nebraska is the getaway you never knew you needed. With comfortable, premium lodging, eclectic shopping, and a variety of locally owned craft food and drink options, Kearney has something for everyone. By day, you'll find rich history, outdoor adventure, and some of America's most unique attractions. And by night, our many entertainment options, dazzling performances, and unique hangouts offer the perfect way to unwind. Visit Kearney. It's so much more than just in the middle.
From the heart of Nebraska to across the state, RMV Construction is building more than just structures. We're building trust. RMV Construction has grown from humble beginnings to become a trusted name across central Nebraska and beyond. With unmatched craftsmanship, cutting-edge innovation, and an unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction, we deliver projects on time, on budget, and above expectations. Trusted, local, proven. RMV Construction in Kearney and Lincoln. Let's build your vision together.
A look there at the Milford huddle. Coach Bryce Roth coaching his Eagles hard, despite the 17-point cushion heading to half number 2. Game 5 of 8. Still have a couple of good ones on tap. Central City and Malcolm, top 10 in C1. That's coming up after this. And then the latest game of the day, Kearney High playing at home against Gothenburg. Looking forward to those, looking forward to this second half. Zone defense by Ogallala. Crabtree's open, fires, no. And the rebound, the Indians get the stop and the defensive board. Rasby wants to attack Miller, playing with 2 fouls. Well, bobbled for a second by Caskey. She can't hit. Here come the Eagles again.
Another block by Rautenberg. As soon as she got possession of the ball, right back towards the other way.
And there she cashes in. What a luxury. Have Rautenberg in the post on both sides of the ball. Rasby off of the window.
And great work using inside leverage towards the baseline. If she'd come in any more towards the free throw line, you're inviting Rautenberg to come in and crash, and that's a tough situation to get the ball to the hoop. But good job knowing where she is, where the lanes are, and creating a great shot.
Cisneros, line drive 3, drains it. Her first basket of the game. That's now 7 players in the scorebook for Milford, and the lead is 20. Everybody contributing if they're wearing purple today. Rasby can't bank it in. Crabtree pushing. In it goes to the sophomore, and a foul. Rautenberg to the line to shoot a pair.
Great work in the middle of a triple team, able to still find enough space to get off a clean shot. The height advantage helps, but there's still a lot of opportunity to have the ball stripped away or create a turnover or overshoot something or think about it too much. Did a good job of focusing on getting the ball to the basket.
Daughter of former Nebraska volleyball player Lisa Reitzma. Has her mother's same love of volleyball and helped this Milford team to state semifinals appearance in volleyball. And goes to some volleyball events still even during the basketball season to hone her skills. At least at this point, that's her number one passion and expectation for what she'll do in college. But she can play college basketball if she does things like that. Swat players out of bounds at 6'4".
Yeah, back-to-back blocks from Rautenberg. Just doing a great job of not just using her length to get up and block shots, but to close space as a defender. There's no room to breathe down low when she's got your eyes on her.
Rasby trying to work against her. Tough shot. And a good defensive rebound pulled down by Jacob.
You know, Coach Rothen mentioned one of the strengths of this team is creating good shots and being patient. I haven't seen too much of that from Ogallala this half.
Crabtree's open and hits. She drilled 6 of those just a couple days ago against Malcolm. And there's an answer.
Yeah, outstanding effort from Crabtree earlier this week against Malcolm. Coach said that they really put their focus on stuffing the paints and taking their bigs out of it, but then Crabtree took over and was able to keep them afloat while their 2 best post players were held fairly limited. They still both got in double figures, but not the monster numbers that they put up earlier this year.
That 3-pointer just a moment ago by Ogallala, just their second made triple of the ball game. Haven't been able to find their range today for a team that came in with 71 3-point makes in 9 games. Rasby, not that time. Going there against the much longer Rautenberg. And the Eagles continue to push the tempo. Rautenberg for 3. Air ball. I was watching her in warm-ups. Pretty good-looking shot from distance, but that time maybe not quite in rhythm.
And great handles from Crabtree coming up the court. Split 3 different defenders and create a lot of space for them to set up on the perimeter that gave Rautenberg such a good look from beyond the arc.
Inside to Caskey. Good kick out. Nice backdoor cut. And flipped up and over her head and in. Addison Powell. My goodness. I don't think she was even looking at the hoop.
And great vision from Rasby, knowing that, okay, well, if I'm on the perimeter and Rottenberg's here, that probably means that we have some space in the paint to attack. Found the runner going to the hoop, created a great shot.
Foul on Harper Smith. Inside to Miller. Gets underneath the basket, draws some traffic. Can't hit. Rottenberg the rebound and fouled. 3 white jerseys on her like glue. Drew enough contact to warrant the whistle.
I'll tell you, Michael, the other 2 weren't very far off either. All 5 players were in the paint trying to make sure that they had eyes on Rottenberg and trying to create an offense or a defensive rebound if they can.
Foul called on Smith, who was reaching in from the top of the key.
Milford making it a little bit more priority to work outside in to create shots just like this.
A bit long on that attempt. It was Kubicek on the effort. In the lane, Rasby turns around and hits. She has 12 of her team's 23.
Outstanding footwork, even in between the 2 bigs in Miller and Rottenberg, able to create just enough space to get up and over the defense.
Many times has been the only source of offense for the Indians. They get the steal this time and push it up ahead. Open look for 3. Shaw, no. And thrown out to an open shooter, but it hit her foot. And referee stops play. And just a sideline inbound. It was an errant whistle situation. Thought there might have been a timeout called, but there was not. So they'll reset with Ogallala having the basketball.
But that right there is what Ogallala looks like when they're at their best. They're creating turnovers on defense and using up-tempo offense to create good shots, get the defense on their heels.
Good penetration. Powell gets some separation against Rottenberg and pours it in off of the glass.
Great work using her footwork to create just a little bit of space. There's never going to be much down there with this defense, but able to create just enough to get a good look when it comes up.
Powell averaging 3 points off the bench, has 8 today. Milford, when in doubt, throw it into the post, and they get a whistle.
And not a bad plan of attack. Get it in the middle and see what happens.
Caught the Indians' defense sleeping. Crabtree misses, so does Rottenberg, and then a foul on the 6'4" post player. Just her second.
And some tight work from Milford to get a couple of good looks up. Ogallala not doing as good of a job as they want to on the defensive glass, stealing possessions and getting the ball back after misses.
We'll be right back with more third quarter action on NCN.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Buffalo County Fair. Save the date, July 22nd through the 27th for the Buffalo County Fair in Kearney. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people that we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
2 minutes, 26 seconds left here in this third quarter, brought to you by Husker Rehab. Treating the cause of pain, not just the symptoms. Lots of work for Coach Polson and his Indians, trailing by 15, 40-25, but they have been working their way back in there in the midst of a 9-0 run right now.
Yeah, I really like what I'm seeing from Ogallala out of the break. Like we said after, like they love to play free and they love to have fun out there. It seems like they're a little bit more comfortable, a little bit looser than they were to start the game.
If they can loosen up from beyond the arc, that's the thing. Plenty of attempts from back there, but just 2 made threes. If some of those start to fall, it could become a game in the fourth quarter. Rasby pulls up. Short on the mid-range. And tough effort. Smith gets the rebound. Inside it goes. Caskey, Rasby against Rautenberg. Some decent looks for Ogallala. Can't cash in, and the Eagles on the break. Who thought about lining it up did Jacob. Instead, she'll work some clock.
I was also curious to see how Milford was going to come out of the break after an absolute battle against Malcolm earlier this week. Came out against the wire. You build this big lead in the first half. How do you keep your foot on the gas pedal and keep that urgency?
Well, how about some fancy footwork? That's the way to do it. Ashlyn Miller with the step through. Stops that 9-0 Ogallala run. Smith penetrates. Nothing comes of it. Off of the noggin and then attack. Rasby well short. And a foul in the backcourt on Shaw. That's her third.
Good work from Rasby there just to get a good shot up. Wrist turning the ball over, didn't field the ball cleanly, but able to regain possession and put up what was a pretty good looking shot, just a little bit short.
Milford girls under head coach Bryce Roth made a district final every year. Last year they did break through, get to the state tournament. Made some noise too. That's where they expect to be again this season. Played in this event a few years back also. And lost to a good Pender team. That Pender team's still pretty good, by the way, Brandon.
I believe it. I saw that game earlier. That's a very good win to put on your resume.
The Penn Dragons in Class C2, that is the 4th largest class in Nebraska, beat Millard North, a 7-win Class A team, by 10. That's how good Pender is. Baseline drive and a foul on Milford. We'll tag that on Kubicek, her first. So Class C2, everybody looking up to the Penn Dragons. Class C1, a little bit different story. Lincoln Christian, perhaps one of the favorites, but this Milford team certainly belongs in that conversation. We're about to see 2 teams after this in Central City and Malcolm that believe they'll be in contention for a possible state championship as well. Three-pointer drops in. Does the lid come off the basket from beyond the arc now that Addison Powell has hit?
That's exactly what you want to see. They've had open looks all night. They've created opportunities. They just haven't seen many fall through the nets. And then you get Addison Powell off the bench. You can feel the spark from the bench from up here. So maybe that's the spark that this Ogallala team needs.
Well, they scored 14 points in the first half. They have 14 this quarter. Certainly an improvement. Out off of Milford. It was good box out that time by Powell and gets rewarded with the whistle.
Yeah, fresh off the three-pointer, getting it done on the other end as well. Good box out, creating enough space to get the rebound attempt.
11 points off the bench for the player wearing number 4 in white and orange. Nearly a slip, and it was a slip. Caught a wet spot there, did O'Neal, on the turnover.
Tough break. She had some open players on the perimeter on the other end of the court she was trying to get to, but unfortunately couldn't quite connect.
Got to get it up. Cisneros off of the heel. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter. Ogallala fighting back into it, but it's still the Milford Eagles enjoying a 15-point cushion in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase.
I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
Anything for the floor.
O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
NCN.
Michael Shively, Brandon Shanahan with you on News Channel Nebraska. Game 5 of 8. Our team broadcasting all 8. We'll be on air for about 13, maybe 14 hours. If we hit the 14-hour mark, man, quite an undertaking, but we're thrilled to be doing it. First time that we're broadcasting on TV here from the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, the premier event of its type in Nebraska, and we've had some good games. Maybe that's what this is turning into. Hayden Shaw, her first points of the game, and it's down to a 12-point contest.
Yeah, Milford struggling to get any rhythm offensively. They hit a big shot before the break, but before then, long scoring drought. And then when you need to break the scoring drought, Ashlyn Miller is a great go-to person. Get the ball down to her down low and let her work.
Oh, it seems like the Indians have the green light from distance. Rasby fires quick in the shot clock there. It almost dropped for her. How about that answer from Miller to snag some momentum back on the Eagles' side? It's a 12-point game. It hadn't been that close since it was 16-4. Rautenberg pummels that ball out of bounds. And the Indians have it.
Extra pressure on the post, down in the paint. Miller and Rautenberg, the last couple of possessions, and even late in the third quarter, and it's leaving Milford shooters wide open, but they haven't been able to pull the trigger with as much success.
Here's Powell. Man, has she been a spark plug off the bench. Can't navigate the 2 6-foot-plus posts that time, and the Eagles get a stop. Every stop is a chance to drain 35 seconds off the clock and nurse a 14-point cushion. Trying for their first win in the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase in their second try.
And certainly not in any rush. 18 seconds still to shoot on the shot clock, and they haven't given much of a look to put the ball up.
Some more extended pressure from the Indians now. Shaw gets her hand on it and a deflection.
Ogallala not going away, not making anything easy. Even the seemingly routine stuff of creating space and trying to get some time off the clock, nothing going easy for Milford.
5 seconds on the shot clock. A wide open look for Jacob. Air ball. And the Indians have it. Trying to work it up the courts. Slama, cross-court pass, intercepted. Kylie Jacob gets back on defense. And out of bounds. Well, folks, stay with us for the post game. We're looking forward to it. We get to talk to a player of the game thanks to Nebraska Orthopedic Center and thanks to T&K Tire in Ogallala. Elijah Mosier will be working the sideline for us. Right now he's looking like he might be talking to a player in purple. Milford has led wire to wire. Built a 7-0 cushion, never looked back.
And Hayden Shaw just picked up her 4th foul on the attempt to steal the basketball, so something to keep an eye on for Ogallala down the stretch. She's a big part of this team, especially their defense.
Oh, how'd that not go for Rautenberg? And now the Indians have it. Rasby attacks. Strong. And there's Rautenberg with the board. She has 13 points. We're not tracking rebounds, but undoubtedly has a double-double. And may even be part of the way there to a triple-double with blocks. Good head fake by Crabtree. In it goes to Rautenberg. We'll make that Miller on the low block. Miller with the right hand. Oh, that was pretty. She kept trying to get it back to the left. It wasn't there, so took what the defense gave her.
Yeah, Addison Powell on her like Velcro, and it doesn't matter. Able to up and elevate over the defender and finds the bottom of the net.
Powell. No. The Rasby's there for the offensive board. Slama tries. Powell again, and this time it drops off of the window.
Great body control. Goes up for the rebound, falling back before she gets too far off balance. Throws it up effortlessly off the glass and good.
What a day for the junior, and now a steal. Slama, blocked from behind. Tries again, missed the layup. And a push on the court. So a baseline inbound coming. Indians trying to hang on, down 14.
Defensively, this is certainly more so what I expected from Ogallala coming into this one. They're pesky. They don't let anything easy get by. But Milford struggled to get the ball down in the post in the stretch. And Ogallala on the other end struggling to get balls through the bucket.
Timeout on the courts. Milford 47, Ogallala 33 on the Visit Kearney scoreboard.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Wolf Auto with locations in Ogallala, Imperial, and Alliance, and by T&K Tire in Ogallala, locally owned and operated.
The race is on, and Speedy Mart at 5018 South Lincoln Avenue in York is your pit stop for victory. With 12 gas pumps, plus diesel and DEF for semis, showers and laundry for the public, and a new sales floor packed with more snacks than ever, we'll keep you fueled and fresh. Hungry? Grab a slice at our Valentino's Express Pizza. Cross the finish line with a smile, because at Speedy Mart, every stop takes first place.
Oh, they're fired up if they're wearing purple. Not yet to high school, but it doesn't matter. They love their Eagles in Milford, and they love the camera here on News Channel Nebraska. 47-33, it's the Eagles looking strong. The Indians trying to hang on. The reason why they're able to, Addison Powell, 13 points. That's her career high. She hadn't scored more than 6 points in a game this season. She has 13 here in the showcase.
She's been outstanding on both ends as well. Even a size advantage in most matchups against Milford. Through effort and tenacity, is able to get some steals, some rebounds. She's been outstanding tonight off the bench.
Rasby adds another deuce. 12-point game. Hasn't been a single-digit deficit since it was 11-4. Rattenberg keeps trying. She's been dominant in terms of rebounds, blocks, and has a calm 13 points. But she's had a little bit tough time connecting on everything, especially at the rim. Showing a little bit of frustration, but the determination is certainly there. She keeps going up strong.
And that's part of the process. A young player who was thrusted into this varsity role here the last year or so, and she gets all the attention her and Miller do down low in the post game. So when you're fighting through double, triple, quad teams to get a good look, it's a tough thing that she's going to have to learn to work with.
Looks good on the free throws. Nails them both. Future Power Conference volleyball player. Will she follow her mom to Nebraska? Oh, how about that block? You can see why coaches might want her to.
Yeah, she's just been everywhere.
Turnover forced by the Eagles, and it's Jacob who comes away with it. Punched out of bounds. Number 5 against number 6 in our News Channel Nebraska rankings. Number 5 has been in control the entire game, the Eagles. But the Indians still fighting hard to the end.
Yeah, we've seen a lot better effort, a little bit more control, and more defensive pressure here in the second half.
Defense is way different. Giving up some height. Smith not able to put it in. Crabtree loses the basketball.
And who's there to scoop it up? Addison Powell off the bench. She's been outstanding. You talked about her just a moment ago. And the defensive effort has been just as good as the offense.
Rasby against Rautenberg. Too much. This Milford team trying to finish off what would be back-to-back top 10 wins. Victorious on Thursday against Malcolm. We'll get to see the Clippers here momentarily. Inside it goes. Miller, no. Rautenberg, yes. She has 17.
That's been the story so far tonight. It's been Miller, or if it's not been Miller, it's been Rautenberg. They're outstanding down low, and they're making this Ogallala team hurt.
And more often than not, Milford gets multiple chances at the hoop. I mean, most possessions, if they don't make the first shot, they're getting an offensive rebound. Timeout taken by Ogallala. It's Milford stretching its lead, 51-35. The final minutes coming up.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Hebron Central Market, your locally owned grocery store in Hebron, a proud supporter of the Titans. And by News Channel Nebraska. Want to know which games we're televising each week? Follow us on X at NCN Sports.
Michael Shively, Brandon Shanahan with you for the final 3 games of this showcase. This is game number 6. 7 and 8 still on the way. Should mention our officials here for game 6. Kevin Marr, Jack Marr, Thomas Miller. Kevin Marr was the lead official for the Rose Bowl. No big deal. Have him in Kearney, Nebraska today. Pride of Beatrice, Nebraska, of course. And a timeout by Milford. Folks, stick around for the post-game show. That's brought to you by Custom Sports. From screen-printed T-shirts to sublimated jerseys, they have what your team needs to look great. Check them out at customsportsco.com. That must be an important phone call right there. Dialed in. Saying, are you watching News Channel Nebraska? Undoubtedly, that's what the message is. There it is, Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. Looking forward to these next couple.
Yeah, it's been a great day so far, and we're still got plenty of great action here later on. Some nice cross-class matchups down the stretch. I mean, some of the best teams the state of Nebraska has to offer, we got them right here.
Well, we got word that just 10 minutes between games. So just enough time to go get your popcorn ready. Maybe microwave dinner, whatever you got to do. Not enough time to go run to the restaurant and pick it up, though. So plan accordingly so you can be back in your seat for the start of Malcolm and Central City, a top 10 matchup in Class C1 coming up shortly. Eagles trying to finish off a really impressive showing against the state's 6th-rated team. Rasby comes away with it.
Yeah, Milford, fresh off an absolute draining battle against Malcolm earlier this week. Was curious how they'd respond. They came out of the gates fast and ready to go.
Just off for Ogallala there. Next up for the Indians, it doesn't get any easier. They host Sydney, a 10-1 Class B team that has state tournament in mind in Class B. So the Indians and the Raiders, that'll be a fun showdown. And then 3 straight road games against Valentine, Scottsbluff, and Alliance. The first 2 of those have winning records. So the schedule, if it wasn't already getting real for Ogallala, certainly does right now.
come postseason time, they certainly won't arrive there without their battle wounds. They've been battle tested all year long and will continue throughout the month of January.
Highlights on the schedule coming up for Milford on the 22nd of January at Beatrice. That's a team on the fringe of the top 10 in Class B, 8-2. Then at Sutton, a 9-3 Class D squad. Then the conference tournament for Milford. Shaden Rasby really has played tough today. She's been working in the paint, giving up 5 inches to Rautenberg. Hasn't backed down, has 15 points.
Yeah, she's really been their main source of offense throughout tonight. She's gotten it down low. She's hit a couple of big shots from outside the paint. She's been outstanding tonight.
Milford, their only loss this year to Class B 11-1 Norris. They lost by just 8. Trying to make it back-to-back top 10 wins. They're going to do that. This team is for real, if you didn't know it already from last year's squad, making it to the state tournament. That star-studded sophomore class, a year older and looking good, at least tonight in Kearney.
Yeah, outstanding team top to bottom. Their only losses last year were to Lincoln Christian twice, and they've took care of business just about every time they went out on the court. So they're looking to get back to Lincoln, and they got a squad to do it.
And a good job by the staff at Milford. The question for them last year was, did they play anybody? Were they for real? And they've had a higher degree of difficulty in the schedule this season. Signing up for a tournament like this, you have to travel a bit more. Their fans certainly made that trip, and their players played well to reward them for it. So you like to see that, taking on the greater challenge in the schedule, and Milford going to reap the rewards in wild card points. Could help improve their seeding. Be one of the top couple of seeds in Class C1. Lots of season left still. Crabtree 1 point away from double figures.
And she's been very sneaky quiet tonight. She's exactly what the team needs night in, night out. Earlier this week against Malcolm, they needed her to be a scorer. She put up a career high in that game. Today they need her to put up good defense and facilitate the basketball, and she's done just that.
Miller secures another rebound. Finish off her impressive night. And the final seconds will tick off. And the Milford Eagles secure an impressive 51-36 victory over Ogallala. They led wire to wire, worked it inside, imposed their will in the paint, and earned another quality victory. Stay with us, folks. We'll talk to the player of the game, the winning coach, and then get you ready for our next matchup, which is just only about 10 minutes away. You're watching the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase on NCN.
The postgame show is brought to you by Custom Sports. Check them out at CustomSportsCO.com.
So this yellow jacket, it basically symbolizes that it's showtime.
The Yellow Jackets are a throwback to Monday Night Football.
The 1970s, Keith Jackson, Howard Cosell.
That was the big broadcast in the country. Now we're the big broadcast in Nebraska.
When News Channel Nebraska is covering a game, we want you to know that we take it seriously. We want to dress sharp. We have pride in what we do.
And we're going to wear those yellow jackets to show people, you know, we're a little old school, but we're also the important broadcast of the night.
I spend with purpose because I bank with purpose at Liberty First Credit Union. With my Liberty Plus checking account, I can earn extra cash just for spending on everyday things, like groceries, online or in-store purchases, and lunch. At Liberty First, anyone can join, so start earning money to spend on the things you love. Start banking with purpose. Start banking with Liberty First Credit Union.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Wolf Auto with locations in Ogallala, Imperial, and Alliance, and by T&K Tire in Ogallala, locally owned and operated.
The race is on, and Speedy Mart at 5018 South Lincoln Avenue in York is your pit stop for victory. With 12 gas pumps, plus diesel and DEF for semis, showers and laundry for the public, and a new sales floor packed with more snacks than ever, we'll keep you fueled and fresh. Hungry? Grab a slice at our Valentino's Express Pizza. Cross the finish line with a smile, because at Speedy Mart, every stop takes first place.
Welcome back to the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase, now joined by Milford head coach Bryce Roth. Ogallala came in tonight averaging 67 points. How did you hold them down defensively?
Well, first of all, give them credit. They're a very talented, very athletic team, and they have a lot of dangerous shooters. So just being able to be smart about how we scouted. I know number 11, O'Neill, is a player that can go off. She's averaging 18.4 points a game. And we had a girl, I know they gave away defensive player of the game, but one that probably went unnoticed was Adeline Cisneros, who guarded her the whole game and locked down on her. I think she had 3 points. So just a huge, I mean, that's when you take away one big score threat like that, it was huge. But I thought overall, like, some things that I thought we needed to clean up better were rebounding. They're physical, and they kind of beat us up on the boards. But overall, I thought our defense was good. Obviously, to hold a team under 40, like of that caliber, no lead ever feels good. I swear, I felt my gut was aching during the last 4 minutes of that game, just because you know they can hit threes. So.
And let's talk about our player of the game, Shayla Rodenberg, 17 points, had numerous blocks in the back end, and that's why she was awarded Defensive Player of the Game.
Yeah, she's well-deserved. I mean, she's around the rim, protecting the rim. I don't know how many blocks she ended up with, but just that's the kind of player she is. Phenomenal athlete, but she's even a better kid. You know, she's a great hard worker and cares a lot about her team, and is just growing a lot as a leader. So really happy with her being able to, because they're two posts. I mean, they're two of the better posts that we've seen in C1. 6'1" and 5'11", and I thought they did a pretty good job. I think 23 kind of got loose on us a little bit. She made some tough shots, but switched Shayla onto her in the end of the first half, and in the second half, she did a good job of slowing her down.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for your time. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
Let's bring in our player of the game, Shayla Rodenberg, 17 points. And Shayla, you played in many different environments. How about the environment here tonight at Kearney High School?
It was pretty great. I mean, I would say it was probably comparable to something like state, so I think we're used to it. But no, yeah, it was a fun environment.
You guys, to take down two top 10 teams in 3 nights, what does this say about your team as you progress through the season?
I think that rankings don't matter. Coach always says rankings don't matter. Every game is important because it's the next game up. So we don't look at rankings, but obviously it was a good job on our part.
All right, thanks so much for your time.
Yes, thank you.
All right, let's send it up. Michael, Brandon, hit our top plays.
Well, how about that effort there from the Milford Eagles? Impressive showing. 36 points is all that they allowed for Ogallala. Let's take a look at your top plays. It's the Nebraska Girls Basketball Showcase. Ogallala and Milford, number 5 against number 6. We have an undefeated team in Ogallala. Can Milford get the victory and knock them from the ranks of the unbeaten? Well, they're off to a good start, up 4-0. And how about they add to it? Count all 3 of those from Maylee Kubacek. First chance for points, and it doesn't come there for Ogallala. How about Abby Crabtree with the eraser? And it has the students fired up. Middle school, elementary school, they're all there for the Eagles. First made field goal of the ball game, and it comes on the three-pointer for Ogallala's Aniston O'Neill. But that was her only basket of the game, our key player heading into that contest. Credit the defense of Milford. They're up 14 now, and Ogallala trying to work back into it. Shaden Rasby, 2 of her team-high 15 points. So the offense did get on track a little bit, but not before Milford extended the lead. Ashlyn Miller, she's 6'1". Shayla Rautenberg is 6'4". They're both sophomores. Don't drive in the paint against Milford for at least another 2.5 years because stuff like that happens. Shayla Rautenberg swats that one. She had a multitude of blocks in this contest against the undersized Indians. But the Indians came to play. Addison Powell, a career high, 13 points. She hadn't scored more than 6 all year. And it goes to Miller. Excellent low post position. Still a tough falling away shot and gets it to drop. Milford putting the finishing touches on this one, and it's Miller once more. Missing, but her teammate, the other post, Shayla Rautenberg, picking it up, putting it in. 53-36, the final. A comfortable win for the Eagles. Well, those were your top plays. We're going to go right into our next game. We're getting ready for Class C1 action. Central City taking on Malcolm. There you see the showcase game schedule. Put an X through 6 of them. And now it's the Bison and Clippers' turn. Our night camp will be the Bearcats and the Swedes. Gothenburg against Kearney. Can't wait for these next couple of matches. Don't go anywhere.